Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, it's been a while, but I've had a busy week, couple of weeks at work, should I say, and been exhausted. But I'm back. I've had some good news about friends that have had recent checkups. A good friend, Nandi, had a 6-month checkup after having cervical cancer, and she's all clear, so that's good. Yay for that. And a friend of mine who has it's quite a sad story actually. She's an 8-month-old baby who got a very rare cancer that's of the eye, of the retina. Anyway, she was diagnosed a little bit after I was, and then finished her treatment, her radiotherapy and chemo treatment, short time after I did in June. But she's gone for a test and MRI and she's all clear, so all good news going all round. My friend who had the cycling accident's up and about, getting better and stronger, so that's also good. And yeah, so these last few weeks have been focusing on obviously getting stronger. These are coming, these babies. They're getting there. Getting stronger. Still getting a bit of chest pain, but it's only 7 months, so it will get better. And hopefully it'll become non-existent and I'll be 100% able to do pull-ups and push-ups and jump higher than I've ever jumped. Things like that. It's the small things that you don't realise you can't do anymore. But going to the gym, I'm just starting to take on personal training clients again, so that's going to fit into my routine. And what else has happened? I've been concentrating a lot on what is happening to our planet. This is rubbish. How much plastic do we use? I mean, come on. Looking at all those programs, that one I posted a few videos actually, one in the Maldives, and how much that landfill has so much plastic. I just want to give up work and go and help clean up all that plastic in the ocean, under the ocean. I can imagine how many little creatures are in those bottles and they're stuck and they can't get out. And so it's not a matter of moving bottles, it's a matter of emptying them and making sure no more plastic goes in there. So made a pact with my friend Tash, and we're gonna take photos of our shopping and try and cut down the amount of plastic that we buy and we contribute. So how's about everybody do that? Make sure that if you go to a supermarket, because that's where the biggest problem is for me, starts with a supermarket. There's no veg that you can get, hardly any that you can get that isn't wrapped in cling film, and not to mention you can't recycle that shit at all. So that's a move I'm going to make. My next shop, I'm going to try and just pack all the veg and stuff in the basket, no plastic bags. I never take plastic bags in, so it's a bad habit of mine because I always forget and end up buying more, but I'm contributing to the problem, so I'm going to make a conscious effort of remembering to use the ones that I've got and not buying more. And I think, and I'm sure other people would agree, we should ban the reproduction of new plastic. We should just use all the plastic we have and build houses. Even if they use the plastic for the middle part of the brick, the insulation is there. Build freaking houses like Lego bricks if we have to. Put it in the tar, use it for roads repairs. Just do something. But I think the impact that every single one of us is having on it is phenomenal. It is crazy. Anyway, I thought I'd add that to my video because it's something quite recently being passionate about. My love of the ocean and everything in it is, I'm sure you've all seen, there's nothing I don't like about sharks. They fascinate me. Any shark movie, even if it's a spoof, I'll watch it just because there's a shark in it. But all the other little creatures that we don't see that are being affected by all the plastic we're throwing into the ocean. And I'd say we should run around naked, because our clothes contribute to that as well. I don't think that would be too cool, unless they start inventing clothes that don't have plastic in them, which I think the fashion industry are being pushed and prodded to improve on that, because they're contributing. And wear your clothes till you can't wear them anymore. There's no need to go out and buy new clothes until your others are worn out and like completely non-existent, should I say. And I'm not saying walk around with holes in your pants, or we already do that with our jeans. But what I'm saying is we can all contribute in some way or another. Anyway, back to the grim stuff. Well, hopefully it's not grim, but I'm trying to keep these as upbeat as I can. So I had a question from a friend who is currently going through chemotherapy. She thought I went through it, but lucky for me I didn't. And she just asked, do I feel that you can't, when I was going through all my treatment and all my tests, did I feel like people couldn't treat me normally and that people felt awkward? Well, personally, I kept my diagnosis to my close family and my best friends, and I was lucky enough that they didn't make me feel like that. I'm not saying my family didn't feel awkward talking to me, and there were moments where my sisters didn't know what to say to me and my mum didn't know how to speak to me, and my brother. But and what I was trying to say to this friend is that people react to how you behave as well. So the fact that she feels quite vulnerable and she feels that no one wants to invite her out because she's sick, maybe she should make the effort and ask and say, I want to go out, so when you're next out, invite me. And if any of you know friends that are suffering with cancer, they're sick, but they're still fighting, so they can still do normal things. The only time they wouldn't is if they're feeling exhausted from the treatment and tired from the treatment. But it's up to you as their friends to also reach out and try and treat them normally. And know it's awkward. Someone's got this disease that might kill them and it's awkward, but what you do might actually help them fight the cancer better, might help them get stronger. Because there's nothing worse than feeling like I'm losing my hair, I'm very conscious of it. And I'm embarrassed. Because like I said to this friend, you shouldn't be embarrassed because wear it like a war wound. I have a 12 centimetre scar from mine and I'm probably not going to get that fixed. I'm quite comfortable with it. But that's my war wound and that's my sign that I went through hell and I'm fighting and I fought and I won. And the same for her, she's losing her hair at the moment because she's going through chemotherapy and she's quite conscious. I said to her, I was lucky enough not to have to use the bandanas that I bought because I didn't need, my reoccurrence rate was so low, I didn't need chemo. So wear her bandana and wear it proudly and just know that, remind herself that she's a fighter and she's a survivor. That's how you have to do it. And she's struggling with people but not knowing what to do around her. And I said to her, she's got to remember that. Says I'm probably 10 times more uncomfortable for someone to act normal around you when you're sick. And all anyone should ever think is, I'll just treat them like I did before. Don't be oversensitive. Obviously don't crack cancer jokes, it's probably not cool to do. Unless you know them really well and can take it. But just be normal, just treat them normally, have fun, have banter. And one thing that kept me going is my best friend Jay, she was FaceTiming me every day for about 7 months. And with the exception of the odd day when I was really upset and I was couldn't stop crying because they lost my results and didn't send off my tissue, with the exception of that, those few days in between, she phoned or FaceTimed me every day, even if she was feeling rubbish. And I know what she's like because she can be a moody bitch, hey Jay. And she would phone me and she'd just make me laugh. And at first she'll ask how you are, which is cool because that's what you do. How you are? Have you heard anything? Have your test results come back? But then we get on to normal stuff and it was just normal conversation, and that made it easier because it wasn't all about me being sick. It was also, I would phone all my other friends and it would be about what's going on in their life. So even though you're going through this cancer and this treatment, you also got to remember how you behave actually can dictate how people behave around you. I only felt comfortable telling people about the cancer after my treatment had finished, but that was my choice. I just needed my close network of family and friends to keep me strong and keep some sort of normality in my life, because obviously I was off sick with work, but I needed everything else around me to be normal, and that works. But your behaviour as the sick person also dictates how uncomfortable or comfortable people are around you. So it's not only about you and how they behave towards you, it's about how you behave towards other people. And the one thing, you can't take it personally. People are going to feel extremely uncomfortable around you, and you might think, oh, it's all about me, I'm the sick person. But imagine being in their position when they're trying to talk to you. So after a while, people might avoid you because they just don't know what to say anymore. You try and be as normal as you can. Yes, you're going to have your days where you're sad. Have those days. You're going to have your days where you're tired. Have those days as well. That's normal. But every normal person who's not sick also gets tired and has their sad days as well. So it's not any different. It's just yours is amplified by this awful disease. But yeah, I probably just wanted to do this to just keep in touch with everyone. Mention about the planet, that we need to start saving it. It's actually getting a bit out of hand. And I would like, if you do it, if you're keen, everyone to try and cut down on plastic. So when you go shopping, take a photo of your shopping basket and tag me in it. I want to see what you're doing to reduce the amount of plastic that you've got. And I think even if it means going down to a small store and buying groceries from a small store that doesn't have it wrapped in plastic, if you have to do that, do that. I'm a big meat eater, but I've reduced my meat consumption quite drastically, mainly because of the relation between red meat and cancer. I'm trying to eat more fish. That's also not probably useful, considering that the ocean's full of plastic, so I'm probably consuming all that as well. But I am trying to cut down on meat, but I'm never going to not eat meat. Just to let you know, all of you vegetarian or vegan friends out there, that's not going to happen, but I'm going to do my part by reducing the amount of meat, red meat that I eat, and probably chicken and fish, just in general, but I'm not going to cut it out. That's never going to happen. I'm African. We love our meat. And that's my alarm for my tablet. But anyway, yeah, take photos of what you're shopping and just tag me in it. I want to see what you're doing for the planet and what you're trying to do to help. I'll be happy to hear. And for all my friends there struggling with cancer, just think about what I said. When you're feeling that everyone's avoiding you and everything, think about how you behave as well. And I know you might say, oh, it's easy for me because I'm over it, but I'm still fighting it. I still have my struggles with paranoia. Everything, there's always that worry, and it's always going to be there. But doesn't mean that you have to fall into this deep, dark hole. It's about, yes, I'm allowed to be in that hole. Don't let it dictate your life, and don't let it make your life miserable. And don't think that everybody else wants your life to be miserable, because they don't. They want you to be better. So, yeah, anyway, I will sign off now, but I hope you all have an excellent week. I know it's only a Monday, but take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. I love you all. Keep awesome. Stay awesome every time, and use less plastic. Come on, let's all do that.